All right, hey guys, it's Audrey here from Permission to Hustle. So we are talking today, making goals for 2020. So it is officially, it is here. There is no such thing as filming this in 2019 and actually airing it in 2020. It is 2020 right now. So we are talking today, setting goals, getting yourself set, getting yourself amped up, and getting yourself ready for the brand new year ahead. So my last video, I talked about how to get organized for 2020, right? What you can do, strategies, tips, because the most important thing in the world is actually getting yourself organized, streamlined, and ready to go. But after you have all that covered, the next thing you have to do is have your goals set and in place. You know, it's funny, this weekend, total side note, but this weekend I was cleaning my closet. It took me 6 hours to do it. I took out every single dress, skirt, sweater, scarf, top, tank, tee, shoe that I own. I took everything out and dumped it on my bed. And to be honest with you, I thought to myself, I have been living in like a fashion chaos. Ever since I moved into my house almost 3 years ago, because everything is like thrown in my closet and that was it. And I just took the time this weekend to actually go through it. And I thought to myself, you know, my closet is really the first place I stop. Literally every morning I wake up, I put my new clothes on and everything is in my closet. And every morning for the last almost 3 years, I've looked in my closet and it's genuinely just kind of been a grab bag. Like, oh my gosh, what can I get? Where is this? How to get back it there? And it dawns on me that when you do wake up and the first thing that you're greeted with is chaos, not a good thing. So I set a goal this weekend and I said, I want to eliminate any sort of chaos in my life that I have control over taking advantage of. And that is my first tip that I want to give to you when it comes to making goals for 2020. Because something that I hadn't even really thought about. It was just something that I did, right? You get dressed I don't walk around nude. I don't live in a nudist colony, and I'm pretty sure that you don't either. But it's funny that that one simple task of getting up and getting myself dressed every single day for the last 3 years has kind of been built in with chaos. Nothing is necessarily where it should be. There was no really order to my blouses. It was like me kind of going through it. There was no order to my dresses. I had stuff in there that didn't fit, that was just very out of date, that I didn't want anymore, but it was all in there. And so when you can look at your life and your first goal for 2020 should be to sit down and to actually eliminate truly any sort of chaotic thing in your life that you do have control over. I have control over my closet, right? I can clean that out. You know, you have control over what you know you have control over. But when you're looking at your goals, the first goal I want you to make for yourself is to genuinely look at the hot spots in your life that you know you can change for the better. You know that you can eliminate, you can take like the chaos and the negativity out, right? Because when we were starting off with 2020, we want it to be the best year yet. We don't want it to be filled with anything that isn't positive. So set a goal for yourself right now to see what you can do. Maybe it's a refrigerator. I know that might sound silly, but do you open your refrigerator in the morning and it's like, oh my God, when am I going to clean this out? Maybe it's your children's wardrobes, right? When you're putting laundry away, you're like, honest to God, you have so many clothes, I don't know what to do. You know what it is. So I really want you to have that be your first goal for 2020. You're listening to this video, find one thing, just one. It doesn't have to be gigantic, doesn't have to be monumental, but it's monumental for you, all right? So that's my first thing. Now, second, when you're looking at making goals for 2020, this is the best way that's worked for me. Doesn't mean that it's the best way to do it, but this is the best way that works for me when I'm goal setting. I will sit down and I will write out I'll almost just do a brain dump of everything that I would love to accomplish over the next year. And I'm talking big, medium, and small. Sometimes it's just really good to just dump it out. Now, I've done this every single year since I can remember. I mean, literally, maybe since I graduated from college. I sit and I dump everything out. And then I just look back at it and I think to myself, what is actually tangible? I feel like one goal that has been on my list since I graduated from college in 2000 is to be on TV, right? Be on TV. And when I graduated in 2020, and I'm being totally honest in these videos because I think it's important to have transparency and honesty, I wanted to be like Katie Couric, right? I wanted to be Hoda Kotb. I wanted to be Savannah Guthrie. I wanted to be on like a network news show in New York City. It's where I was moving to. It's where I just wanted to be. And listen, X amount of years later, I'm now 41, I'm gonna be 42 this year. I know that the probability of being on the Today Show probably isn't in my cards, right? It was a wish, it was a hope, it was a dream. It never kind of panned out for me. But I look at that goal, and every year I still write it down. Be on TV, be a regular on TV, get myself on TV. Then I can literally look at it and go, okay, so how could I possibly do this? And when you're looking at goals and you're setting things for the course of the year, and I'm giving you this example because I hope that examples help people when you're kind of trying to just divvy and brain dump stuff out, is that I look at that list and I say, okay, you know what? I'm a regular on my local news station here. And how can I get that to be something that is just, more regular? And that was a goal that I put on a couple years ago. And you know what? Through just hard work and relationships with people, like I've been able to have that be a wonderful regular opportunity for me. I get to be on TV, a huge dream, a huge goal. I get to do it on a network in my state. So I don't have to actually leave to go somewhere to make sure it happens. And, number 3 too, it's a way for me to live out exactly what it is that I wanted to do. All right. And it ended up not being the thing that I did since I was 20 to when I was 41, but you never know what the future holds, right? Unless you write goals down and you look at them and you can break them down, you never know how you can actually accomplish it. If on your list is write a book, well, then let's look at that goal and figure out over the next year how you can get closer to that goal. And that's why I love to dump down small, medium, and large goals, because you can then look at them and you can divvy them out. So maybe a small goal for you is, listen, I want to get to 1,000 followers on Instagram. You have maybe 700 right now. So your tangible goal is to get 300 more people to like your account. And you can look at that goal and go, okay, so how can I make this happen? What can I do? If a goal of yours is to potentially nail 5 clients by May 1st, then let's sit down and look how you can make that happen. But again, you're never going to know, and you're never going to get all those goals to be tangible things for you until you get them out. We can think as many things as we want up here, but until you genuinely do put it on paper or write it in your notes or type it somewhere or pop it on a sticky and put up in front of you, we can't take the steps to make them happen. And I hope that makes sense. There is something very powerful about actually writing it down, physically seeing it, and then making it happen. Okay, so that's going to be your second goal. I want you to sit down and I want you to divvy out your small, your medium, and your large goals for 2020. Okay, and then, I guess number 3, or a little subset to the number 2, is to sit down and actually look at how you can start today to make those goals happen. When you write down goals, I feel like many of us, because social media is so quick, fast, and furious, we all want to make things happen like tomorrow. And many times that's just, well, listen, it's not realistic. It's not practical. So you do have to put in the time and the energy and the blood, sweat, and tears to make goals happen. But again, unless we know what they are and what we're working towards, then we really don't know how we're going to get it done. I always look at my kids right now, and I have an elementary, middle, and high schooler. And I always say to them, listen, your goal is pretty easy. Your goal is to do well in school and get to the next grade. And in high school, this is the goal, depending on what you want to do in your future. When you graduate from high school, your goal needs to either be to go to college or you're going to get a job. That's the goal. When you're an adult, your goals change, right? They become higher stakes because there's money on the line, there's a family on the line, there's your life that you're building around now this new goal. But until we actually know what they are, then you really can't get it done. You can't get the wheels turning. So get those wheels turning. So another thing about goal setting in 2020 is, what are the best ways to accomplish goals? And our Permission to Hustle Facebook group is such a rich environment for this to happen in a community. So if you're not part of our Facebook group, head over. It's Permission to Hustle on Facebook. Very easy to get to. But this is the thing. Another goal should be you to sit down and actually write out everybody that you know that could potentially help you get to where you want to be. All right. So these are relationships. Everybody has relationship builders. Either you know somebody, or somebody that someone that knows somebody, or however the chain is going to go. Right now, when you sit down and you actually think, and I'm going to pop up a post in our group, and I'm going to ask people to jot down, that's one big thing that you want to happen in this year, and what would help that happen? Like, what do you need? And this is the awesome thing about posting something like this in our Facebook group, is that immediately you're going to start to see people see what everybody's writing. And then maybe it's going to be public or not. Maybe it's going to be a message to the side because they don't want everybody seeing. But there are so many gatekeepers and that know different people that can help you out. Maybe it's a job, maybe it's a client, maybe it's an audition, maybe it's a agent, maybe it's a publisher, maybe it's somebody higher up in your company that can help you out. Maybe it's someone that works at a university that can help you get to that degree that you want. Whatever it is, sit down and write down some relationship builders. And what I mean by that is people that can help you build relationships, or people that you know right now in your life that can actually help you get to where you want to be. And don't be afraid to ask. That's another thing too in 2020 that I really want you to bring into your life. Don't be afraid to ask. The worst somebody is going to say to you is no. No, I don't know that person. No, I don't feel comfortable connecting you. I'm so sorry. I don't know you that well. No, that's like, I'm going to give it to you right now. No, you can't do it. I'm sorry. I refuse to do it. This is how as bad as it's going to be, right? And then you take that and you go with it. That no, you turn into a yes. I was watching Ellen on the Golden Globes, and she was saying that her show was canceled after she came out. And one of the clips that they showed in the compilation before she received her award the other night was that they said, well, what do you do when something like that happens? And they cut to her saying world domination. So when someone says no, I hope that fuels you. I hope that it turns a fire in your belly to just go. One of the things in 2020 that should be a goal for you as well is to really fire it up. When I say by that, turn the engine up. I always say to my kids, when someone says no or something doesn't work out, it stings and hurts. We're human, right? We're human beings. How could it not hurt? But you have to dig deep at some point and say, you know what? Totally fine, but I'm going to come back, and I come stronger, and I come back smarter, and you're going to regret this decision. So however the no comes at you, don't let it affect you where it just stalls you. Let it be fuel. Pretend you're like a car and the gasoline is being poured right into your tank. Let it get revved up and let yourself use that as fuel to make it happen. All right. So that's another goal I want you to have for 2020. But again, we're talking goals, how to get your goals, goal setting, how to get it out there in 2020. And one more thing I really want to share with you, because I feel like this has been something that is, for me, probably, I don't want to say the secret to the sauce or secret in the sauce, however you do say that. But when you're goal setting, one thing that has really worked well for me is every single day to do something that's going to move me closer to where I want to be. And I actually wrote that down. I saw a quote, and I bought a new journal for 2020, and I always have the intention of writing something in it every single day, and it doesn't always happen. But one of the things that I wrote is you have to do one thing every day that's going to push you closer to where you want to be, right? And I talk about this all the time, and maybe the repetition of it will hopefully really seep into you, and you'll understand what I mean by that. But what the goal should be for you every single day this year, even on the weekends, right? Although you can take the weekends off, I'll give you the weekends off. But whatever your goal is, however lofty, however small, medium, or big it is, I hope that you do one thing every day that's going to get you closer to it. And that has been my mantra. That is going to be my mantra through 2020. We're only about a week into 2020, but I have genuinely lived that mindset. And I'm breaking it down even smaller for myself so it doesn't seem as overwhelming. I'm taking January 2020. And then February and March and April. And all the months string together, as we all know. But when you kind of just divvy the month out as just, listen, it's like 31 days. I can do 30 days. Everyone can do 30 days, right? Whether it's walking every day for 30 days, whether it's emailing somebody every day for 30 days, different people, not the same person. Whether it's pitching a different person or company every day. Whatever it is, big, medium, or small, you should be doing one thing every day that's going to get you closer to your goal. I believe in goal setting. I believe that the power of goal setting is something that everybody needs to do in their life, because if we don't have goals, then we kind of don't have anything to strive for, right? And if we don't have anything to strive for, then we're kind of stuck. We're kind of just like floating. We're like treading water. There always should be that something. And it doesn't always have to be a professional thing, right? It could be maybe you love your job and you really have the lofty goal of running a marathon or a half marathon or I don't even know, like climbing a mountain, whatever it is. Everybody should have a goal of something. And then you do one thing every day to get you closer to that goal. Maybe it's an article that you're going to read one day that's going to fuel you up. Maybe it is something as grand and as big as going to like Chicago and setting up a day of meetings with potential clients. The thing is, goals are personal. And I remember when I was a kid, I was a swimmer, and I used to write down times that I wanted to accomplish. I literally would grab, I'd grab like a piece of paper, and I would write the time down, and I would hang them all around my house. My parents used to laugh all the time. The 100 breaststroke was my stroke if you're a swimmer, and I used to write like 104. 104, and I had 1 minute and 4 seconds literally hanging everywhere in my house, in my bedroom. I know my mom used to laugh at me because it used to be above the stairs. We used to walk down the stairs, and I used to have the thought that if I see it enough and I feel it enough, it's going to happen. Like it's just going to happen. Like, how could it not happen? I'm seeing it. I'm breathing it. And actually it was a 106. So I wanted to make a junior national cut and go to Florida. I remember that. I was a junior in high school, and I did the cut. But I remember when I did the cut, it wasn't as monumental as I thought it was going to be, because I actually remember saying to my father, well, I saw the time in my head day after day after day for months. And it just kind of in my head, it became practical. It became doable. Do that. This is my office right here, right? Maybe you have like a little nook in the house or your computer. Put a goal in a sticky note. Pop it up on your laptop. Every single day, look at it. Every single day, see that and know I can make it happen. I can make it happen. There is a connection, right? There is a connection, and you just got to believe in it. You really have to believe in it. So I really hope that every single day in 2020, you do one thing that pushes you closer to your goal. And even, again, sometimes it's as simple as me just sitting with my husband and saying, hey, listen, can you just listen to this idea? Help me kind of flow this out, because I don't know if it makes sense, if it doesn't make sense, or what are your thoughts on it? And that does count as doing something every day that's going to push you towards your goal. All right. So that's it. This video is going a lot longer than I wanted to go, but I wanted to give you guys some strategies and some goal setting juice for 2020, because now is the time. And if you watch this video in May, or you watch this video in September, or you watch this video in 2023, use the same principles and strategies. Okay. It doesn't matter when you see this video. I mean, January is always the time to start anew, right? It's like new year, new you. But the new year, new you should be every day. Every day you should be trying to get closer and closer and closer to where you want to be. So I hope you do that. So head over to Facebook, join our group, Permission to Hustle. Follow us on Instagram. We do Permission to Hustle retreats as well, which are super fun. So head on over and join. Thanks so much for watching. And here is to an awesome 2020 of goals that are going to be set and accomplished.